It's DIY Mom, and as promised, I am talking to you today about taking down your tree and wrapping it up without having to remove all your ornaments and your lights and your garland. This is a time saver for me. It might be for you too. Many of the ornaments on the tree are just plastic. They look pretty, but they're just plastic and they're really not breakable. Now, this one is a favorite of my husband's, and this one I do believe would break. Actually, honey, I don't think that's gonna break. In any case, we'll remove that one as well. But the Redskins, that can stay on there. They're already breaking. We're going to remove some of our most favorite ones, and then the rest of them we're going to wrap up on the tree all together with Saran wrap, and we'll show you how it's done. There are some tricks. So we'll pull it away from the wall and jump up on the ladder and start the process. Some of the ornaments that are super heavy. This one might be considered super heavy. This one my mother gave me years ago, and it's pretty heavy. And just lifting the whole tree up and putting it up on the shelf, these kinds of things would add a lot of weight. So I'm removing that, as well as, well, that's really it, just the heavy ones. So we'll set these aside. I'm going to put down a fluffy comforter on the floor. That was a suggestion from one of my subscribers to help prevent the breakage in case a ball were to fall off during this process. Another thing you might want to keep in mind are the ones that are large, that might prevent a good wrap up or for your tree to be tight depending on the space that you have to store it. So this one, not only is it fragile, it's also very large, and it'll prevent the tree from collapsing back on itself. So I want to take off these big balls. This one is just plastic, no fear for it breaking, it's just too big to store. Here's another one. See? And it fell, it broke, even though it fell on the thing. I'll replace that with a little bit of hot glue. It'll be another little project, but isn't it cute? I'm just gonna take this angel down too. So she's sitting there just hanging out. These lights are totally dead, and I really don't want to store dead lights, although you could. If it's easy enough for me to just remove them, I'm going to do that now. Because no sense in storing something that's heavy and then have to deal with it again next year. That's trash. Goodbye. This is the seal wrap. I buy this at Costco or any of the big box stores, and I like it because it's just a gigantic roll. I'll probably just take it out of the box. Now this is a two-person project. I may need your help, Clement, to be on the other side so I can hand it around to you. So, all right, here we go. Now the trick to this is to fold up each area little by little. So just for an example, you're going to take piece by piece starting from the top, and you're going to fold upward, grabbing all the ornaments and all of the garland, what have you, as you go, and you're going to wrap around and around. Then you take another section, you're going to fold up as you go. You can't start at the bottom, you have to start at the top, and that's the big trick. So I'm just going to give a little bit of the top some protection. And as you go, you may end up with, why is this thing weird? You may end up breaking it, and that's okay, because the cool thing about the product is that you can just stick it to itself and start again. And the tighter you can pull up your branches, the better. As you go along, you may do one quick layer of Saran wrap to go through, but for good storage, you may need more than one go around with the wrap. Just depending on where you're storing it, how you're storing it. Quint and Clement put it up on a shelf. And so if you don't have a couple of layers of protection, you may have a branch that pokes through and an ornament that will fall through. So get good quality Saran wrap. Don't get the cheapest. and prepare to come around more than once. That's right. And then just come back around. So we have a branch that's out over here. And Clint, you want to show them that? See how that's poking out? So I'm just going to tuck it in and wrap one more time and continue the process. See how the ornaments just get wrapped right up in it. So I'm going to take this branch and I'm going to put it on top of already wrapped Saran wrap. That's okay too. There's really no rules except that you need to start at the top. Bye-bye, Nutcracker! I broke it through. I'm just going to tie it up, start again. The reasons it's doing that is because these bigger branches are longer and pointier than the upper branches, and they weigh a little bit more. So they take a couple extra layers. And I come up underneath it. Are you filming this, Quint? I kind of come up underneath it and hug it like a little papoose when I get to this level. It gets to be almost like a hug. We can't lose Santa. You made that, Quint.
That's 1990s Elmer's right there.
And see, there's our hug. Just grabbed a couple of branches, hug them on it. There you go, Clem. There you go. All right. This ladder needs to be moved. Yes, thank you. There. So when you get off of the ladders, you can have somebody feed the branches while you have one person wrapping the Saran.
You mean cellophane?
Oh, no, I mean Saran. I said cellophane so many times. All right, and poke it up. Off we go. And see, the garland and everything stays right on the tree. Now, got another poker outer, so I'll probably do 2 on this trip. 2 wraps. I'm gonna go back around.
Oh, I haven't been recording this the whole time. Just kidding.
All right, this is gonna need a double wrap. So bring it around to me again. And you'll get the feel for when you need to double wrap something and when you don't. It'll be like a heavy section that's real pokey. Just go around again.
I wonder if you have to explain to these people that this only works on artificial trees. You can't saran wrap a live tree.
We know this.
Just want everyone to know that.
Make a disclaimer, do not saran wrap a real tree, a live tree.
We're gonna not try to take too much at one time.
Do the next branch up. So every now and then look up to the top. We are making progress.
We don't need to get it all at once. I don't want to be a one-trip wonder. That's why it breaks. Gotta run your back. Get back.
That was easy.
Stretch your back, honey.
So we basically saran wrap the whole tree in approximately 15 minutes real time.
Well, we're at 14 minutes on the video.
There you go.
to do another wrap. Too high. Ornaments too high. So here we're just fixing the weak spots. Be fun to plug it in now, darn it.
I think that's a wrap.
Ha 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 ha. Thank you. And then we need to remove it from its base and store it back on top of the shelf in the garage.
Oh, here we go.
No, you grabbed it correctly.
One more lift. All right, Door's
I
Christmas
like
tree.
that. Thank you, boys. So that wraps up another episode of DIY Mom Projects. This particular one is super fun, pretty easy, and saves a lot of time, at least for our family. I appreciate all of the people that tuned in and watched the unveiling or unwrapping of the Christmas tree. And thank you so much for all of your comments asking to watch how I actually wrapped it up. So the trick is to start from the top of the tree and bend in each one of the branches as you go, layer by layer, and you can save your ornaments, save your lights, and save a ton of time, obviously. Thank you again for tuning in to DIY Mom. Come back again, and Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.